Hi everyone. Today is a really fun video, or I hope it's going to be a really fun video. I will say that it probably won't be the most like cinematic type of video. I am doing this one by myself and it's a little bit tricky. It's a little bit tricky to do this one by itself, but I'm going to try my best. I'm going to try to explain things as I go. But yeah, it's Raku Day and I'm so excited. We're going to use the Vevor mini kiln. If you haven't watched my review on it for other pottery things, please go and check that out. It's in the description below. I'm also going to leave a link to this kiln down in the description below, so please go and check that out. I have prepped a bunch of pieces. I made a bunch of pieces. I used Raku clay, so I'm really excited to see what happens. I will also say that I did try Raku with stoneware. I was just too excited. I couldn't not try it. So I did try Raku with stoneware. Most of it cracked. But today, I'm really excited. I'm really excited. I have so many Raku pieces that I want to try and I hope they come out great. I have some in the kiln working now, but I used Spectrum's Sunspot and I used Mako's Oil Slick. Yes. And I don't know, I think like when I did it on the stoneware, the oil slick, that was my fave, but it also was a different type of clay. So we'll see. I don't know. We'll see what'll happen. I'm so excited. It's such an interesting process. And also, I should mention, this won't be like an educational video. It's going to be how I'm doing Raku. I'm not an expert whatsoever on this process. But I did learn quite a bit from the stoneware that I tried. So I'm hoping that the Raku kiln gives me better results. But we'll see. I just want to have fun. I want to test it. I want to try out this little mini kiln. This little mini kiln is such a great tool that you can do so many different things in it. And this is a great way, especially if you want to try Raku, because buying a Raku kiln is expensive. Building a Raku kiln is expensive. I priced it out. It's the same price as what these little mini kilns are selling for. So, and you can do a lot in this little mini kiln as well. So anyway, I want to put this little kiln to the test. So let's do that. And also I just want to make sure again that everybody's, if they're trying this or doing any of this, that you are being safe and you're taking all of the precautions that you need to be safe, like heat resistant gloves, that you got a fire extinguisher nearby, all that kind of good stuff. So just make sure that you are taking precautions when you're using a mini kiln or a regular kiln. Yeah, let's get to having fun. And like I said, it won't be the most like cinematic type of video. I'm hoping I can get some good shots, but it is just me today and the sun is very bright, so I'm hoping that everything is going to look okay. But yeah, let's get to some Raku. Okay, so as you can see, obviously there's our little kiln, there's our reduction pot. It's not the best setup, I won't lie, but it's what we're working with because I am by myself. But right now that's working. It's got some small ornaments in it and it's to 960 is what I set it to, 960 Celsius. Now, if you remember from the last video, and if you haven't watched my original review, please go and do that. It does fire a little bit hotter. So I'm keeping that in mind, but this is what the glaze bottle said. So that's what I'm going to start out with. And then we're going to go from there. So yeah, let's just wait and see. It shouldn't take very long. I think we're already at just about 400 degrees, so it shouldn't be too long. I'm gonna get my pot ready with my wood and my paper, and yeah. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna line, last time I did this, the wood shavings on the bottom didn't burn. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put a little bit of paper on the very bottom and see if that maybe helps. Not much. I'm just going to do 2 sheets. And then because you can, I don't know if you can see, but it's just wood. I didn't have time to go and buy wood shavings, but I knew we had these, so, and they worked last time. And again, I'm not putting a ton in here because I don't want, you want to be able to also stand your pieces up because I found when I was doing it with the stoneware that if you laid them flat, they kind of like got a weird thing on the glaze, because your glaze is obviously like lava on your piece when it's coming out. So you have to just keep that in mind. So I'm just gonna put another one piece of paper on top and create some little divots. And there we go. Now I'm gonna go get my wet towel, and then yeah, we will be, what are we at? We're at 480 degrees, so it won't be too much longer. This is a very quick kiln, so it's a pretty fast process. So while we're waiting, this is what I have in Sunspot. I have a couple more ornaments, but I haven't quite figured out how I'm going to fire them. So we'll just focus on these things for the Sunspot. I'm hoping to get all of these done today. I can't promise that, though. I may do some off camera because it may take maybe a couple day process, but I have equally as many in oil slick. But I'm really excited because I want to see, like I did a couple, like these are just bare on the bottom. So I want to see kind of what they do. What does Raku look like? Kind of bare. But yeah, I'm really excited. I did some pumpkins. Yeah, I'm really excited. Okay, so we're just about at temp. 9:58. So I'm just gonna give it a little check. When it's done, I'm gonna turn it right off. All I'm checking for is basically to make sure that the glaze has kind of like smoothed out, because you can tell if it's not ready or not. Ooh, I think we're ready. Okay, so all I'm gonna do, I'm gonna turn it off. Wow. And it is super hot. Put them in. And they start on fire like almost immediately. So you do have to work quite quickly, especially if you're doing multiple pieces. Then I'm gonna put a piece on top, let it fire. I'm gonna cover it. Should be good. Now I'm also, do you see what I mean about the smoke? I want to snuff that out. So that is a damp towel. So I'm just gonna leave that in there for like 10 minutes. And I'm just gonna let the kiln cool like this. Okay, so let's take this off and see what we have. Also, when you're doing that with the wet towel, you need to keep an eye on it. Don't leave it unattended, because if you have any dry pieces, it may also start on fire and you don't want that. So keep that in mind. Oh, right on. Okay, so this is what we want. We don't want anything to have been on fire when we open it up. And these pieces are still going to be very hot, so you also need to keep that in mind. These gloves work great, but yeah. Oh, see, these could be a little bit. Yeah, these could have been a little bit thicker with glaze, I think. Maybe I'll have to reglaze some of these. So then, now that they're done in here, I'm going to dip them directly into the water. Oh, that one's pretty. Oh, this one has lots of cool colors. So when you put them into the water, like things are going to keep changing until, oh, look at that. Maybe I don't need to put extra glaze. Maybe it's just that one that just had not enough. Like that looks really cool right there. So once you put them into the water, as far as I understand, that kind of stops the process. I will say already that Raku clay doesn't crack. You just kind of throw them in. And then that stops the process. And it cools off quite quickly in the water. So once they're in the water, they're pretty much cool. And all you have to do, I just have a sponge. This is just cold water. You go and you take off any debris, any ash or anything like that that's stuck on there. And then you're left with your piece. I think that turned out really cool. See, this is confusing to me because now I feel like I need to add more glaze. I better do a bigger piece this next time. Because some of these little pieces I feel like had more glaze than the big pieces. So I think if I do a bigger piece, because like this mushroom, it had 2 coats, full 2 coats. Well, I feel like I know what the pieces that I didn't glaze are going to do. They're just going to be totally black, which might be kind of cool looking. But yeah, so you just clean off the tops. Yes, these definitely turned out like way better than my stoneware. Way, way, way better. And I was even, like I said, I was worried about, because like, look at that. Look at that. That's so pretty. So pretty. Yeah, like I was worried about it not being soft after it was glazed, but yeah, it is. That's so pretty right there. When I'm done at the end of this video, I'll definitely go through all the pieces and show you a better close-up. Now this one, ooh, this one has some crackle on it. Now this being a Christmas tree and it being green is kind of cool. I wasn't expecting that green, I'll tell you that. But it is kind of lumpy. And that's what I was worried about with this clay, because it has so much grit in it that, but that's pretty. Like with the, it has like a crackle. Again, like I said, at the end of this video, I'll go through all the pieces that I did and how they're all so different. Because yeah, like this one has so much copper in it. And this one is blue. And it's the exact same glaze. So weird. Okay, so I will admit I waited far longer than 10 minutes to uncover this. Just like me, I just squirreled. Okay. Well, that's not what I expected. Kind of cool. I should have put more paper on the top. Yeah. Because then I would have got more heat. I would have gotten more up top here. Yeah. Let's rinse it off and see what it does. Yeah, see, like this part, looks really nice, where it got lots of flame. And these parts, I don't know, like, I don't know. It's pretty, like it's got, and it'll keep changing in the air. Like when I leave it out to dry, it'll still change just a little bit. So maybe it just needs to grow on me. I don't know. I've got lots more pieces to test, so we shall see. Not that I don't like it. I think it's just not what I was expecting. I was expecting more of this, and I'm getting a lot of this. And there's a little crackle on the inside, which looks really pretty. And there's a crackle on the outside too, which also, again, does look pretty. I don't know. Let's keep going, and then we shall see at the end. I'm gonna try a little bit of, nope. Need some extra paper. There. I'm gonna do this one without the wet towel. See if it makes a difference. I'm gonna burp it. So, basically, they call it burping it. So you think all the oxygen is gone, but you let more in, and then it reignites, and it sometimes can create some really cool things. So we'll see what it does. Okay, so we've done a few, and it's really fun. It really is fun. It's a totally different experience. It definitely teaches you some patience, even though it is like a super quick process. It definitely teaches you patience because you have to wait a certain amount of time before you take it out of the reduction pot. Then you got to wait for your kiln to cool before you can do it again. But yeah, I don't know. It's really fun. And I will say, this pot that I said that I just didn't like, the one we just did, it's actually growing on me. It's got lots of crackles and different things in it. And the more that I look at it, the more it's interesting. So I'll give it a close up when we're done. But I think that is, yeah, that's the most fun of this process, is it's just fun. You just experiment and you never get the same thing twice. So yeah, let's see what we get in this batch. But yeah, so far this little kiln, and it holds up great. Like, I don't know, like the inside looks totally normal. Sorry, I just gave you a full of my face right there. Hold on, let me turn it around. I'll show. So it's not a great, it's still very hot. But yeah, like it's holding up great. I've done quite a few things in here already, and it still looks great. So it definitely, this little dark mark over here, that was on there when I got it. So yeah, I don't know, it's holding up great. I just think it's a great little tool. Yeah, I've been using it a lot. And not just to make videos. I've been using it for my own stuff too. I did some mini vases and stuff like that. And I mean, I won't lie, this is what I was the most excited for to do, was Raku, by far. But honestly, it's such a great little tool. So yeah, I'm just gonna carry on. I will show you at the end of this video everything that I made with Raku. I'll do some other shots of a few more things. But yeah, I'm just gonna carry on. Let's just keep making some Raku. Okay, so let's take this out. Let's do the little mushrooms first. I think I like that. Okay, so these ones I did with nothing. Ooh, they're hot. And that's the top. So yeah, I did with nothing on the bottom and then these on the top. I like that. Let's put that in the water. Ooh, underneath looks really good. Ooh, look at the bottom of that one. Oh. Okay, so I'm going to take it back. I think that these need more glaze than I thought. Look at that. That's so cool. Now, I can definitely hear some clackling. These are hot. Hot, hot, hot. Can hear some crackling. I don't know if it's in the top or what, but I don't see any crackling. But I'm gonna throw this in the water. Woo! So as you can see, things change a little bit in the water. Ooh. It gets, yeah. Hold on. Oh yeah, I like with nothing on the bottom. That looks really cool. Look at the inside of this one. How cool is that? I think this one is really cool. Sorry, I'm not totally sure if I'm in the frame or not, but like, look at that. I really like with the nothing on the bottom and how the smoke and flame just made it like black. I think that looks super cool. This one looks pretty cool too. Not as cool as the one with texture. Definitely needs more. Yeah, they need more glaze. The more texture I feel like, oops, sorry. The more texture you have, it seems like it does cooler things. Because underneath these mushrooms are really cool. The tops, not so much. But, I don't know if you can see, it's got like this crackle in it that is really pretty. Now, let's see what this did. Oh, look at this. Oh, wow, this one's beautiful. So this one is beautiful. Look at that. Just scrub it a bit more, but like, wow. And look at this crackle in there. Gorgeous. Like, look at that. And the crack, oh, I think that is beautiful. Yeah, super happy with this one. I take it back. Sunspot is it's winning me over. Okay, so this one might be a little bit tricky because I do have that ornament in there. So I'm gonna need a piece of paper to throw on top. Okay. Holy. Oh, shoot. Okay. So now, oh, shoot. Okay, well, let's give it a try. Don't know if that'll... Okay, I'm gonna let it smoke for a minute, and then I'm gonna cover it again. Okay, there we go. Okay, so let's get this off. Okay. Hold on, let me move you a little bit closer. Okay. A little coppery. Throw her in the water. Ooh, I like this one with the no bottom. Yeah, I like that with the no bottom. Ooh, look at that. I like that. Okay, I'm gonna leave the ornament till last because it's definitely what I'm the most excited about. Oh, I think this is gonna have lots of crackle, which I originally thought I didn't like, but I do. Oh, look at that. It's definitely cool. Okay. Oh, that was really hot. This is the one I'm really excited to see what this looks like. Oh gosh. Yeah, that's cool. I mean, I didn't get the blues and stuff. Oh, I did get some of that. But like, look at that. Hold on. Hanging on the tree. I think that looks so cool. Awesome. Okay. Let's get these all in the water. Yeah, this one's really pretty. Definitely more coppery than I thought it was going to be, but it's still really pretty. This one looks really awesome. Yeah, look at that. Super cool. Yeah, I think that'll look really cool. Oh yeah. Super cool. I don't know, like at first I thought that this green looked really gross, but like with the copper, it kind of looks really cool. Like, yeah, I think that's pretty cool. I wish I could see what the inside looks like. It's hard to see out here, but yeah, I think that looks really cool. Good morning. It is Raku day 2. I got everything well, mostly everything done with Sunspot the other day. And today I'm going to do the Mako glaze that I use. So Mako's Oil Slick, that's what's on the line for today. So I'll just take you around and show you. This is what we got going on today. I do have some working already. And I did forget 2 sunspots, so we'll do those at the end. But the sunspot will have 17 pieces. I did 15, obviously. And then the oil slick has, I think, 16. So I have quite a few pieces. The sunspot I did, the majority of those pieces, I did them in about 4 hours. So yeah, 4 hours really isn't a long time for all the pieces that we did. So today might be a little bit of a longer process because the Mako oil slick, it has to be at 1010 degrees. So a little bit longer, but won't be that much. But yeah, some of the sunspot ones that I did off camera, beautiful. This is an amazing process. It's so much fun. This little kiln is so awesome. I'm so happy with it. Anyway, let's get to Raku. Okay, so let's see what we got. As you saw, they were a couple ornaments, or one ornament at least. Ooh. We can do a whole bunch, a little bit. See, as soon as the air hits it, it does kind of different thing, and it'll look different when you put it in the water too. So let's get this in the water. Dump out some ash. And I did find that the longer you let it wait and sit, the better it usually is. Oh, that's pretty. Oh, look at that right up there. Yeah, that's pretty. Okay, so when I make my ornaments, I keep a little hole. Like obviously you poke a hole in here. So they stay pretty hot. So I try my best not to let them get too much water in there because it's hard to clean off. It's almost like this is like scrubbing off. Maybe this one's not meant to be like scrubbed. But yeah, it's like, yeah, look at that. It like scrubbed it off. What the heck? That's not coming off. Maybe it's just how it was. That's weird. Yeah, like that's coming off. I don't want that off. Well, I don't like that. Yeah, see, look at it, like scrub that off. If anybody has any ideas as to why, maybe it's not hot enough. It didn't do that with the stoneware. But yeah, it's scrubbing right off all the color. Okay, so while I've been sitting here waiting for this next kiln, I did a little bit of reading, and I mentioned that the stuff is like rubbing off, like all the colorful bits are rubbing off. So when I was reading, Google, obviously, it said that the likely cause is either the atmosphere or not enough glaze. So I don't know, I can't remember if I mentioned in the beginning of this video, but when I tried it on the stoneware, I did 3 coats of everything. 3 coats of Sunspot, 3 coats of Mako. I did 3 coats of everything. And I've also mentioned that I'm a little bit light-handed on the glazing. So with this, because I got really good results and with the stoneware with the Mako's oil slick, I'm not entirely sure why I decided to only do 2 coats. So I am going to put a 3rd coat on everything that's left of the Mako oil slick. And yeah, I'm going to also leave them in the kiln a little bit longer. I did read again on the bottom, and I missed that it said do a 5-minute hold when it's at the top temp. So I do have this kiln set to 1,000 degrees, not 1,010, just because I do know that it gets so hot. So what I'm going to do is when it gets to 1,000 degrees, I'm going to do a little bit of a hold, and then I'm going to take them out and yeah, then see where we're got. But the rest of them are going to get a 3rd coat. So I'm going to go put the 3rd coat on while I'm still waiting for this kiln. And then we'll see what this one does with the higher temp. And then, yeah, we'll go from there. Hopefully I can figure this out, because if I can get the results that I got on the stoneware on the Raku clay, it's going to be really pretty. But we shall see. We shall see. But this is also part of the whole process, because you need to test, you need to try things out, you need to experiment. And I've honestly, I've done Raku one time on the stoneware, and I knew that it wasn't going to work out perfectly. But now that this isn't working on the actual Raku clay, I'm like, what's going on? So I know that I put 3 coats on the other stuff, so I should have just known to put 3 coats on this one. But yeah, Spectrum, I knew that I should only put 2 coats, because for some reason, Spectrum just loves it at the 2 coat thing. Anyway, we shall see. But this is why these videos are great, because trial and error. You never know what somebody's going to try and what something happens. And if this can help somebody with the next time they try Raku and they use this oil slick, they're going to know you have to have at least 3 coats. So yeah, let's keep trying. Okay, so it has been just about 5 minutes. I'm gonna get my gloves on. So yeah, we shall see if this works better than the last time with only 2 coats of glaze. Okay, let's open this up and see if this worked. Well, not much color. But again, that could be because of not enough glaze. So let's go throw this one in the water. And this one has a little bit more, but not much. This one's pretty though. No, let's go see. Okay, let's do this one first. This one's still pretty. I'm just not gonna rub it very hard. Well, at least this one's not rubbing the glaze right off, so the heat definitely played a factor in that, but it doesn't have enough glaze. Because I let this one go for, it was just over 5 minutes. Yeah, it's still pretty. These just a subtle, so it's still pretty. Needs more color. I'm hoping that ones with more glaze, they'll give me what I'm looking for. Because everything now will have the full 3 coats of glaze. See, this one is still pretty though. Like, look at the bottom of it. It's really pretty. It's just subtle colors. But yeah, no, definitely needs more glaze. Yeah, because see, look at that. Kind of just like almost rubbed it off. It still looks okay, but down here must have been a bit thicker because it's not rubbing off. Okay, so I've been having some troubles. I've done a couple more. It's been really hot outside, so my camera is kind of overheating, so I'm having a little bit of a difficulty with that. Anyway, this one stuck to the other piece that it was in there with. So those are no good, but they didn't really turn out that great anyway, so I'm not that sad. I am sad that I don't get this one because I like this base. But I think my problem is that my my pot is too big, that I'm getting too much in here when the flame starts, that when I go to reduce it, it's taking too long and it's not doing what it should do. So what I did was I filled this up with more of a base because this doesn't really burn. So I filled this up with more of a base. I'm going to put more paper. I have not a big piece in right now, but not a super small piece. So I'm going to fill this up a little bit more with wood and then put some more paper, and yeah, hopefully that works. So we shall see. This will be the next test. If this works, I probably will just continue on and do the rest off camera because it is super hot today. So I'm having a hard time for keeping my camera running without telling me that it's too hot. Add this towel again just to really try to help get that smoke and that reduction happening out. It hasn't been in here very long because the more reading I did while I've been waiting for these to cool down is that the process needs to happen quick, the whole thing. So this doesn't look like it did much difference either. I mean, it's pretty, but it didn't do anything. Let's put it in the water. It's pretty, but wow, that is hot. And it's taking a long time to cool off, which it may just be like the day, like, oh, hold on. Let's put it back in there. Well, it did some cool things. Give it that. Let's see if it wipes off. Yeah, it's wiping off. Raku day turned into 3 days, which is fine. The first day, awesome. Second day, and the third day was trying to possibly fix day 2. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to film any of that because it has been so hot here that my camera just didn't want to do it. It just kept giving me warnings and saying it's too hot, you need to shut me down. So unfortunately, I didn't get to film a whole bunch of day 2 or day 3 because it was equally as hot on day 3. But I did get I got every single piece that I wanted to fired. So that is like 30 some pieces fired. And the little Vevor kiln did every single one of them and it held up beautifully. Um, yeah, that little kiln is such a great little tool. I can't say that enough because it is a wonderful little tool. And I'm so grateful that I get to test it out and experiment, especially with Raku, because it works perfect for that. It works absolutely perfect because of it heats up so fast and it cools down so quick. It's perfect. It's a wonderful tool. So let's get into everything that I made. I don't think I'm going to show you everything. I'm going to talk through a few things, but yeah, let's get into everything we made. So I'm going to start with oil slick. I won't lie, it disappointed me, but I think it will redeem itself because by the end of me firing all of these pieces, I had read enough, watched enough videos, and kind of figured out why certain things weren't working. And I want to give a shout out to Sarah at Three Little Potters. Her video on Mako's Copper Penny helped me understand this oil slick a little bit better, because once I watched her video, I realized what I had done wrong. So the first thing that I did wrong was, if you watched the beginning of the video, you did see that I mentioned that I didn't put enough glaze on. Just not thinking, I don't know why I didn't put 3 coats on, but I didn't. I only put 2. So I went back and I reglazed most of these pieces. And then after watching her video, I also realized that I just wasn't getting it hot enough. It needed to be hotter. So once I realized that, I only had 1 or 2, like I don't even think I had another piece left. I think I realized that it needed to be hotter after the fact, but I also realized that you could refire it. So I did experiment with refiring it, but like I said, unfortunately I didn't get to film it because it was just too hot. It didn't work out for me. Not a total failure, but 2 out of the 3 that I refired, we'll say 1.5 worked, kind of. But yeah, I will be more experimenting more with it. But let's get into what they look like. So I'm going to show you the failures and what it looked like as to why I know they were a failure. So first of all, when I noticed that I wasn't having enough glaze, it was doing that. Now my camera may not focus. It's been doing weird things, but it's almost like the glaze like rubbed off. And as you can see on the top, it just turned green. So that green color pretty much means you didn't have enough, which I'm sad because I really like this little vase. Anyway, the next thing I noticed was that I wasn't getting any color. So this vase right here is when I raised the temperature a little bit, but not enough. This was in between watching her video and just doing more reading, but so this is more the color that you want. Like, yeah. So this is a win. I'll give this one a win. It did not disappoint. This one's really pretty. But this one also had 3 coats of glaze because this is one that I went back and recoated. So that was a win. I also realized that my reduction pot was a little bit too big. So I was letting in too much air and it wasn't doing it quick enough. This is also a win. It's one of the ornaments that I made. And it got lots of the color. So it was a win for sure. Then these 2 pieces are the refire pieces. Now they stuck together. And I talked about that earlier as well. So what I did for these ones, I just gave them like a light sand. And then I did 2 light coats of glaze. And I dried them really well. They dried overnight. And then I fired them hotter, which I don't know if that was the problem or if it was just the reglaze that was the problem, but it had chunks that were missing, so I did have to put some glaze on it. But yeah, so I did 2 small glaze, or this one is a total fail because it like rubbed off, like everything rubbed off. There's no shiny, it's just, yeah, which is sad because I really like that ornament, but whatever. It's part of the process. This one looks okay, but you can tell that there's almost too much glaze on it now. But I did get some prettier colors than I had before. Like right in there, you can see that shine. But it didn't, it's almost like it has too much glaze. So not a fail, but not a win. So that's like the half. This one I did without reglazing it. I read that you could do it without reglazing it and it would be totally fine, but you needed to do it, or you should do it, to similar to the temperature that you were at before. So what I did was the happy medium. I went 10 degrees hotter than what I did before, but not quite as hot as the first refire. So that was this pumpkin, and I'll put in a little clip of what it looked like before, because it was ugly. And I think this one looks so much better. It's not perfect, but it's so much better. It does have kind of a weird spot in here. I don't know if that's where it touched the paper or not, but I mean, again, it just gives it some kind of character. But yeah, I think it's really pretty. I'm really happy that I refired this without reglazing it, because if it would have come out really ugly again, I would have been super sad, but it worked out. I did do a couple little pieces, a little mushroom. This one I'm really happy with. Let me see. This one I'm really happy with. The underside is gorge. It's so hard to see the underside, but it's so beautiful. So, so beautiful. And then just a little mushroom ornament. And this one, again, it turned out really good. And then I did do a little Christmas tree, but it didn't turn out good. This ornament, however, turned out great. Yeah, I will be making more Raku ornaments because I thought they turned out really pretty. The colors, it's hard to see on camera, but the colors are really beautiful when they work. It's just getting them to work. The last thing that was really pretty with the Mako Oil Slick is this little face. I'll see if I can get it to... It's hard to see. There are some purpley blue specks in here. If I kind of... And again, this one was with the smaller reduction pot, and it had 3 coats of glaze. So it got reduced quite a bit faster, which I think, again, was part of the problem with the Mako glaze. So that one's that. Whoops. There's a couple other pieces, but they're all basically the same. And I think it's boring to watch all the same thing, but I showed you all of the trial and error pieces. So now it's to Sunspot. And I have learned different things about this glaze that I likes, and it fires to a lesser temperature, so you can do more quicker because it fires less. And I will say, when I fired it on the stoneware, it was not pretty. Like, that's basically what it did for me. I didn't like it. I didn't like it at all. So I was a little bit worried, but then, yeah. So anyway, I didn't have high hopes for it, and I should have, because I had high hopes for Oil Slick, and it let me down this time, but I learned from it. But Sunspot, I didn't have high hopes, and it blew me away. So I'm going to start with the little things first. I made some little morel mushrooms. These turned out so cute. Full of color. Beautiful. I also made some mushrooms. Now, these mushrooms, I did, like, look at all these colors in here. It's just, like, they're beautiful. And then underneath, again, it's like a rainbow. It's beautiful. Now, these ones I left bare. I like bare clay, so I thought, why not try bare Raku clay? And I love it. I love what the smoke and the soot did. I think it's beautiful. I made teeny tiny little Christmas trees. These ones are a little bit harder to see all the different colors, but they're really pretty. Yeah, super pretty. So then, what should we do now? Oh yeah, I made this one this one isn't sitting very well in it, but I did do some ornaments. And this one looks different on all different sides. There's a different color on every side of this one. So no matter where it hangs on the tree, you're gonna get it looking different. And I think that's beautiful. Then let's get into some bigger pieces. Now, at the very beginning of this video, you saw me say how much I did not like this piece, that I was disappointed in it. Well, I am not disappointed in it anymore. It is like probably my second favorite piece of the whole day. 3 days by far. It turned out so beautiful. And maybe I'm crazy, but I think it's beautiful. The colors that showed up, the metallics, the crackle, like look at that crackle in there. It just gives it so much dimension. It is, yeah. I'm so happy with that. Like, look at that part. Beautiful. There's no, and I will also mention there's no cracks in any of these pieces. None of them cracked. None of them exploded. None of them had any problems. So I'm really happy with that. I'm really happy that I decided to purchase some Raku clay, because I think that's obviously what it was, is using the proper clay. Then this piece. This piece is beautiful. It's mostly copper and green. And like I said before, the green was throwing me off. But the more that I look at it and the more that I see them around, it's gorge. Like, look at the copper in there. Like, it's so beautiful. And even like even these little pieces right here where the paper kind of touched the really hot glaze, it just gives your piece so much character. Like, they're beautiful. They're absolutely beautiful. This is just a smaller vase, but look at that. Like, gorgeous. And again, these little bits that are kind of weird from the paper. I'm so happy. This glaze made me so happy. Now, this piece, when I first took it out, again, I was not happy with it. Not happy with it at all. I was like, this is ugly. Like, what am I going to do with this? But the more that it sat on my table and the more that I looked at it, the more that I just looked at all the different pieces in it, it's beautiful. I think it's beautiful. It is the little green pumpkin. Now, I don't know if you can see, but like there's crackle in there. There is coppery bits on the bottom. Like, can you see? And like the stem. Look at that. I'm so unbelievably happy with this piece. It is so Halloween-y, so spooky, so just, yeah. I'm so happy with it. I think it's gorge. And last but not least, this is my favorite piece. This piece right here. This looks exactly like the test tile and why I purchased Sunspot. And yeah, like look at all the crackle in that green. It's just absolutely stunning. And on the top, the blues and the reds and the greens and the coppers. Oh, yeah, I am, yeah, Spectrum. Once again, love it. I cannot wait to make more. I have so many more ideas that I want to throw, that I want to try. I want to try more different glazes. I caught the Raku bug and I couldn't be more happy. Like I said, I am frustrated with some of my results, but that is part of the process. You can't win every time. And you can't be perfect every time, which I'm actually surprised that Raku is something that I enjoy as much as I do, because I am very much a planner, a predictable person. I like the predictability of things. So I am really surprised that I enjoyed Raku as much as I did because there is no predictability in this at all. Like, at all. Everything is different. Everything comes out a different way, and yeah, nothing is predictable. But I am super happy with it. I am also so happy with the Vevor mini kiln. It held up beautifully. It did its job. It looks still great, other than, I I did burn a little bit of the insulation, but that was my own fault. It wasn't anything to do with the kiln. That was me. But yeah, it is such a wonderful tool. I cannot wait to keep using it. I have more things that I want to try with it, like more luster, more overglazed decals. Yeah, I have tons of stuff that I want to try with it. So I will be making more videos for sure using that little kiln because there's more stuff I want to do with it. But yeah, if you want to try Raku, I highly suggest the Vevor mini kiln. It works great. It works great for this process, and I will leave a link for it in the description below. And yeah, you can check it out for yourself. If you want to try this craft, yeah, I think it's great. And again, shout out to Sarah from Three Little Potters for giving me all the info that you did on Copper Penny. I will link her video in the description below. And if you don't follow her, give her a follow because she does wonderful glaze reviews. So go and check that out down below. But yeah, I think I have yammered on for long enough. This is a long video, but I went through the whole entire learning process. So I hope that I can help somebody learn this. I hope that I can inspire somebody to want to try this. But yeah, I tried Raku and I love it. And if you have any questions, let me know down in the comments below and I will do my best to answer them. I think the only thing that I didn't answer was the clay that I used is Plainsman Raku. So I think that's it. But yeah, let me know down in the comments below. If you have any questions, I will answer them the best I can. Otherwise, I will see you all in the next video and I hope you're having a great day. Bye guys.